Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I compiled 3 woodworking projects that are fairly easy to build. These will make great gift ideas, you can sell them on Etsy, or, like me, I'm going to use some of these in my own house. Now I do have to say, in one of these, I made a pretty boneheaded mistake and I thought I had ruined it, but stay tuned and let's see how I was able to fix that one. So, thanks for tuning in and let's get building. So here's a nice beginner project that's easy to build. It takes just one board. This one happens to be about 6.5 inches by 14.5 inches. It doesn't have to be exactly this size. This just happens to be a piece of scrap I used from another project. But it was about the right size for what I was looking to do. So we're going to transform this board into something that's going to look nice to hang in your home. Or maybe you could resell them. I don't know. So anyways, let's check it out. So I'm going to make a couple marks at 2.5 inches from the bottom. And draw a light line across that. And we will be installing these hooks, so I have to figure out where I want to put these hooks. There's going to be 2 of them. And I'm going to want these approximately 1 3/4 and 2 inches for the holes. It looks like. Then I'll want to make 1 3/4 and 2 inches. And then I'll just use a punch to pre-mark where the holes will be. Now I'm just going to use a 1/8 round over bit on the trim router here and just round over the edges. Now from here, all you really need to do is do a final sand and finish and screw on your hooks. But I think it's going to look nice if we put some kind of design in the center here. So let's do that with a laser engraver. You can also do it with a Cricut or hand paint it or stickers or whatever you want to do. But we're going to use a laser engraver here. So I've had this laser for about 3 years now. I use it mostly for this kind of work where I'm just engraving wood, putting custom names and images on the wood, and it just works wonderfully for that. I do have a rotary and I do some coffee tumblers and things like that, and I do cut out acrylic into some other projects, but I'd say the bulk of my work is engraving wood, and it just does a wonderful job. My laser is the Thunder Laser. I got the larger version. I think it's a 55 inch. I just wanted one large enough where I could do 48-inch projects, and I can slip a piece of plywood in sideways through the front panel there. I don't do that very often, but when I need to, it's nice to have that little bit of extra space. In hindsight, I probably could have went with a little bit smaller one because most of my projects are under 48 inches, but there have been times where I've had to do 48-inch projects. I've done some signs and things for people, and it's nice to have that extra space when you do need it. So for hanging this, I'm going to use keyholes. I like keyholes. You don't have to buy hardware, and keyholes hold things on really good, and they don't fall off the wall when you're, like, if you're using a picture hanger or something. So I'm just going to make a couple little marks where I want the keyholes to line up. I made this little jig for the keyholes. Makes cutting keyholes quick and accurate, and I get the same cut every time. Then you can finish it however you want. I'm just going to use a Danish oil and a medium walnut. Easy to apply. Just wipe it on, let it soak, and wipe off any excess. The last step will be to put on the hooks. I like to pre-drill my holes just a little bit to keep the wood from splitting. Be careful not to go all the way through the wood. And here's the final project hanging on my wall. When Rover wants to go for a walk, you'll always know where to find his leash because it'll be well organized on this nice new leash rack. So here's a great idea for you guys. These bottle openers sell like hotcakes at craft fairs. And they're pretty easy to make. And what it uses is the hardware I just get from Amazon. And it comes in different colors. It comes in bronze and brass and black. They're pretty cheap. I'll put a link below to all this from Amazon. And then they're kind of neat because they hang on the wall. And then when you open up your beverage of choice, it's got a powerful magnet that catches the bottle cap. And it'll actually catch a whole bunch of these bottle caps. And then when it fills up, you can go grab all your bottle caps off. And so they're kind of a neat piece. Now I made these ones with keyholes on the back, and I actually put plugs in here, but nobody really cares about the plug. You can just put the magnets in there and glue them in. The magnets I got were on Amazon too. They come in this box with styrofoam. They're 1/8 inch thick and they're separated by washers. They're very, very powerful. But I did learn from trial and error that you got to put 2 magnets stuck together in here to give it enough force where it catches the bottle cap every time and it doesn't accidentally slip by. So you got to use 2 magnets per. Now the trick on making these, and I'll show you in a minute, is when you drill your hole to put the magnets in, you have to measure and drill so there's very thin wood at the surface here. So you're drilling almost all the way through, but where it's not poking through. And that way these magnets will sit very close to the surface, and so that bottle cap will be able to stick to it nice and easy. That's the hardest part, but it's actually really easy. Once you get it set up, then you can drill several of them at once. And so as you can see here, I laser engraved a bunch of these, but you don't have to. Like this one was kind of like a cutting board. I just glued some pieces together. And actually this was off of another project. This is a piece of scrap. And I just cut it down and routed the edges, and makes a nice little bottle cap opener. So anyways, I'll show you how to drill the holes, and again, makes great gift ideas, or you can sell them in craft fairs or even on Etsy. Anyways, a fun little project, and you can batch out a bunch of these in a day. So let's go drill some holes. Okay, so I'm using a 1.25" Forstner bit, and to make sure that the depth is set properly, I'm going to bring it down to my work surface until that point of the Forstner bit just barely touches the work surface. And I'm just going to back it off just a hair. That way I get maximum depth without the point poking through. And then from there I'll adjust my depth stop so it only goes to that depth every cut. Now I'm just using a piece of scrap wood here. Okay, so on these magnets, they're very strong, and so to take them apart, you slide them, and there's a little plastic, just throw that away. And be very careful, because they will hurt you, so you gotta be very careful and put these together, let them slide together, and that way you got 2 together like a sandwich. And from there, I'm just gonna put those in the hole, and then I just use hot glue, and just hot glue them in. And again, if you want to get fancy and put a plug on these, you can, but really these are going to be up against the wall. Nobody's going to see it. Okay, so you got the magnet in, you got a bunch of hot glue in there to hold it in place. That's not going to come out of there. And again, just a piece of scrap. You could cut this, design it, put the hook on here, and you'd have a board right here. And if you open up the bottle, it's going to catch it. And again, 2 magnets is the trick on these. 1 magnet is just not enough power, but as you can see, 2 magnets, plenty of power to catch these bottle caps. So there you go. Make yourself some bottle openers and sell them at craft fairs or on Etsy or give them away as gifts. So I have this piece of pine that's left over from another project. I don't even need to use all of it. I just need 3 strips that are 1 inch wide. So now for the long pieces, I use blue tape to tape 2 of them together. That way I can cut 45-degree bevels on each side and have them perfectly aligned. There's other ways to do this, but I just want to do it this way. I think it'll be easier. So these are the 2 20-inch pieces that we just cut, and these are the remaining pieces that we just cut them off of. And so we need to cut some more pieces off of this, but we need to make sure that the angles are right. And this is probably going to be the most difficult portion of this whole project, because sometimes it's confusing to get the angles correct. So take your time on this and think it out before you make the cuts. So these are going to be how these join. And then the next piece that's going to join up to this is going to be coming straight up. So if you can think of this one, and it won't be this piece exactly, but think of this bevel is going here, and that's going to be the bevel that's going to have to be cut on this next board. So let me cut those. You don't need to see me cut them. I'll cut the pieces, and then you'll see how this goes together here in just a second. So here's the 2 side pieces complete. So as you can see, the bevels on this one are facing this way, and the bevels on this one are facing this way. It doesn't really matter because we're going to be assembling these with 1 more piece on each side, and so now we need to cut a piece that will come up on each side here. I do have to say that if you don't want to do 45-degree cuts on this, this project can be made with just 90-degree cuts. You don't have to do 45s on this. The 45s do make it more confusing. So if you want to do just straight boards on this, it'll work just fine too. So I just did 45s on this just because I thought it would look a little nicer, so I didn't see any ingrain. But if you want to do just straight boards, if you're a beginner, no problem at all. Okay, now that I have all my pieces cut out, I'm going to go ahead and just assemble using just some wood glue and some 1-inch brad nails. So now we need to drill a couple holes where we're going to mount this. And so I've already got these pre-marked. I'm going to put a couple scrap pieces down so I don't drill into my bench. And just using a countersink bit, it's going to drill into that and countersink them a little bit. And now time for the staining. I'm using honey is the color, kind of like this color. Have you guys figured out what this is yet? Well, hang on, I'll show you in just a second once I'm done and the power of fast forward. Well, I was out of shellac, so I'm going to go ahead and use some of this satin lacquer. Put a couple coats of this and it'll look pretty good. Light coats, just two light coats with a couple hours drying time in between, which that'll be just fine. All right, guys, if you haven't figured it out by now, this is a toilet paper holder. However, I really screwed this up and I mismeasured it, and this is not how I intended it to turn out. So I made it too wide where the toilet paper rolls don't fit, you know, kind of snug in there. So they're squishing down, and it's also way too tall. I wanted this to hold 3 rolls, and I wanted a little bit of gap at the top, but it's a good, you know, 3.5 inches too tall also. So, rookie mistake, I screwed up. I shouldn't have took better measurements. I just kind of estimated it. You know, other guys might hide their mistakes, but I'm gonna fess up to this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and go fix it. Pretty easy to fix it. I'm just gonna pop the joints loose, recut the angles, and just glue it back together, and nobody will ever be the wiser. So I'll be right back with the finished project. Okay, so I made the adjustments and hung it back up. It really wasn't that big a deal to fix it. I just popped the joints loose. I cut 1.5 inches off of the top and bottom rails, and the long pieces I cut 2.5 inches off. And now I think it fits pretty good. I can put 3 rolls in here. They fit pretty nice. They're snug, but they're not too tight to put in and out. And they fit just perfect. And there's even a space on top if you want to put a 4th roll. Well, I hope you liked my video. And if you did, could I ask you a favor? Could you hit the like button down below and subscribe to my channel? It really helps the channel. It's free, and it also notifies you the next time a video comes out. So I'd really appreciate it, and thanks again.